Well, if anybody was curious how I'm tuning my car on the custom firmware, so right now I'm flashing a tune that's a little bit janky. So tomorrow I'm getting my live tuner. That's going to require me to solder some shit on my my motherboard, my ECU. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm pretty excited. So basically what I'm doing right now, I'm in Tuner Pro, and I blog all my inputs through Tuner Pro. And let me show you my dashboard here. So this helps me tune a little bit easier. I'm not by any means a tuner at all. I'm cheap, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm cheap and don't mind working on my own stuff. So if I break something, totally cool with replacing it. So let me give you a little overview of how I have my dashboard set up. So this is the base dashboard that comes with the logging definition from MS, I think it's called MS43 their custom firmware page. So they give you a definition file which sets up this map for the most part. So you have your AFR target, which comes from your ECU. This is in the custom firmware only. Right here, all this is I have my wideband logged into my rear O2, and I have it set up, instead of showing me a percentage, I'll have it set up as a V multiplier. So if I need to add 20% fuel, this number would be 1.2, right? So that makes it easy. So you might ask why I don't just have a percentage. Tuner Pro doesn't allow you to copy and paste special functions. So let me show you here how I'm doing this. So I have a histogram view set up in Megalogviewer. I actually bought this software. Can't even tell you the last time I bought a software, but I was like, I just want this to be done right. So right now I'm doing VE table 1. Now VE table 1, each VE table has a different valve overlap. So basically what I'm doing is I'm locking Vanos into a certain valve overlap, similar to an overlap that would simulate a real condition, so I can get the VE table as close as possible. So right now I'm forcing it into VE table 1. I have all these filters set up, so this is only going to show me the active VE1. I have another couple cool things set up here. My AFR out of range. So this is basically like in a D-cell. Your AFR is going to peg max lean, so you obviously don't want that to show up in your VE changes, right? Because that would be inaccurate data. Another filter I have is short-term fuel trim active. So when short-term fuel trim is active, it'll mess. So my wideband, it isn't correlated with my narrowband, right? So my wideband doesn't know when the narrowband is actively feeding data, and it doesn't know when the computer is actually using that narrowband to adjust fuel trims. So basically, anytime the short-term fuel trim is not 0%, or I'm saying is 0%, then it won't show that data. And so here, I go around, take a bunch of pools. I kind of simulate real-world driving conditions. This is relatively new to me, so you kind of gotta putz around a little bit, do weird load conditions, rev it out to 6,000 RPM under vacuum. It's like weird stuff like that like it kind of simulates regular driving to an extent, and you basically just want to hold those values as long as you can, so you can populate as much data as you want in this cell. I would like to point out my VE table. I set this histogram view up the same as my VE table, right? So 15 kPa through 220 kPa, 320 RPM to 7,000 RPM. So this is exactly how my VE table is. So if I have hits on this area right here under these matching conditions, say I'm at 55 kPa at 4,000 RPM, it's going to fill this cell. It's going to say, hey, your AFR is off 1% here. So you're going to add fuel. So we're going to multiply that cell by 1%. So if you remember before, I said that you can't paste special. So here's where the next part comes in. This is like a huge, my buddy is all tech, and he's just like, you just, it shows you the value right here, and you just edit it. I'm like, God, this is amazing. So basically what I have here is I have 8 different VE tables, because I'm going to be tuning all of them separately. And then, because how the VE tables work, how these ones are going to work, they blend. So if I'm in between valve the valve overlap, this condition and this condition 1 and 2, they're going to blend the two tables together, right? So I would need to find the VE for every single, or the max VE for every single table, right? So I basically, all I do is I have my table right here. This is my table right from Tuner Pro. I copy and paste it here. I copy and paste my data from MegalogViewer. So this is all my values I need to adjust. I paste it right into here. And then this is my table that has a formula. And all it does is it takes my top data and multiplies it by this data. And then it shows the values here. And then any cell that's blank, it'll just multiply it by 1. And then I can just take this table and copy it right into Tuner Pro. Oh yeah, there we go. I just got this dashboard up still. And I can paste that right into here. Now, if it doesn't hit the sum cells, you might have to mess around with a little bit to get it to work correctly. Like you can even see here, like I have some weird spots that aren't populated. Like over here, like there's some like weird, like why is this V so much higher right here? Probably because it's in the 4,000 range. And then like down here, I don't think this would be correct. Like it's at 0.5. Doesn't seem right. But this really isn't a condition you would fall under a lot. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't adjust them and smooth it out, but this is a very base map. I've only adjusted this one twice. This VE table twice. So I'm expecting this to go a lot quicker when I get my my Cobra RTP live tuner. But yeah, so I just wanted to go over that with you guys, and maybe this would help some people. If you have any questions, just let